Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine, and I hope too that you have understood that we studied earlier about sea breeze and land breeze. Right? Today, let's start water. Right? Water is very important for life on earth. We know that water is very essential for life. We need water for various purposes in our daily lives. You also know that for washing the clothes, for bathing, for drinking, for everything you need water, right? Plants and animals also need water to survive. Okay? Ice, water and water vapors are the three forms of water. We already studied that three forms of water: ice, water and water vapors, solid, liquid and gases, right? Now let's study about evaporation. Now what is evaporation? Have you ever wondered what happened to the water present in the wet clothes when you dry them in sunlight? Have you ever noticed that? Where does that water go? Tell, where does that water goes? That water evaporates from the clothes. Means that the heat of the sun changes water into water vapors, right? Water will be changed into the water vapors due to the heating process. Okay, that merges with the air around, that is mixed with the air around. The process of water changing into water vapors on heating is called evaporation. The process of water changing into water vapor on heating, that is known as evaporation. Evaporation takes place everywhere and all the time. Okay, now the amount of water vapors present in air is called humidity. You have to remember this. The amount of water vapors that are present in the air is known as humidity. During hot weather, more water gets evaporated and makes the weather humid, right? When it is very hot during the summer times, right, the water is more evaporated. The more water is evaporated, that is the reason that the air is very humid, right? Now, the factors that affect evaporation. Some factors are, first is temperature, right? The higher is the temperature, the faster is the evaporation. Means that more the sun gives heat, the more is the faster evaporation. Rate of the evaporation is faster. Second is wind. Wind helps water to evaporate faster. The stronger the wind, the higher the rate of evaporation, right? As the wind is stronger, blowing strongly, the rate of evaporation will be high. Next is surface area. The greater the surface area, the higher is the rate of evaporation. You can check this by doing an activity. Take 2 glasses of water. One, keep it as it is in the sun, and second, do that you throw that water on the ground. Now see which water will evaporate faster. The one which you have thrown on the ground, that water will evaporate faster because the area it covers more area, right? So that is the reason I'm telling you, the more the area is covered with the water, the higher is the rate of evaporation, right? Now let's talk about condensation. Just as the state of water being heated, its change on being heated, its state also changes on being cooled, right? For example, take a bottle of a cold water from the fridge, right, and keep it outside on the table. You will notice that there are some tiny droplets on the water bottle, on the outer surface of the water bottle. This happens as the air around the bottle on the coming in the contact with the bottle cools down and change it into the water vapors. Now this process in which the gas is changed into the liquid on cooling is known as condensation. On cooling, when the gas is changed into the liquid again, it is known as condensation, right? Now there are two terms, freezing and melting. The process in which a liquid becomes a solid is known as freezing. Understood? The process in which the liquid becomes solid is known as freezing. Example, you must have put that ice tray in the refrigerator in summers. You see that liquid water is changed into the solid in the form of ice. That is known as freezing, right? When the solid turns into the liquid, then it is known as melting. Then do one thing, take out that tray from the refrigerator. For some time, keep it outside. Then you will notice that solid ice has converted into the liquid, right? In the water form. That is known as melting. Understood? Now we will study about water cycle. Before explaining it from the book, let me show you something. You will understood from that very easily that what is water cycle and how this process works. Now let's see the process of water cycle, right? The rays of the sun will fall on the ocean and the land both. We know that the rays of the sun will fall on the ocean, right? It will come here. Then from the heat of the sun, the water of the ocean will change into the water vapor and will rise up, right? Here the rays of the sun will fall on the water and the water will change into the water vapors and will rise above. Understood? Now this water vapor will come into the contact of the cool air which is present here in the atmosphere. Clear? Now we already studied that when the water vapors come into the contact of the cool air, they will change their form back into the water again. The water vapors, these are water vapors. These water vapors will come into the contact of the cool air, right? Then they will change their form back into the water again. Here they will change their form into the tiny water droplets like this, right? These tiny water droplets will form a cloud. I'm clear? Right? These water droplets will come together and form cloud. Right? When these water droplets become too heavy, and the cloud cannot hold them for so long, then this cloud will release the water in the form of rain. Now rain will come, right? In the rain form or snow, or we can say hail. What is hail? Tell. You must have seen that ओले जिसे हम बोलते हैं, right? That is hail, right? I'm telling you again, when the rays of the sun will fall on the ocean, the water of the ocean will change into the water vapors and will rise up. When these water vapors will come into the contact of this cool air, then the form of water vapors will change back again into the water. This process is condensation, right? On cooling, water vapors changing again into water. Now, when the clouds become too heavy that they cannot hold the water, they release the water. This process, that the clouds are no longer able to hold the water and the water will fall in the form of rain and hail and snow. This process is known as precipitation. I hope it is clear. This process is known as precipitation. Then, when the rain will fall on land also and in the ocean also, everywhere. Then, this is the process where the rain will go back into the ocean again. Right? Now this water cycle will continue like this. This rain will mix into the ocean again. Then again the heat of the sun will come. The water vapors will rise, then form into the tiny droplets water, form a cloud. The cloud will no longer able to hold it. Then it will release in the form of rain, and rainwater will again come here and mix it with the ocean. So this is the continuous cycle which is going on. That is why it is known as water cycle. Clear? Now, one thing more, when the rainwater is going back into the ocean again, this will mix into the water. The rainwater which is coming on the land, right? The rainwater which is coming on the land or falling on the land, that water will go underground the land. That will be underground water. Understood? That water will be underground water, which we can use with the help of tube wells or wells or pumps and all that. Right? I hope this much is clear to you. Now water purification is left. We will cover it in the next part. Thank you.